Hello everyone and welcome back for some Angels and Scaly Wings. Let me just bring it up now. I hope everybody's doing well, especially considering the presence of the virus and all. Quarantine, staying at home. So we have left off with Remy. In fact, I believe we even have his impressed status. Yes, we do. We had him impressed 2 of the 3 times, though. And we've talked with the Dean for knowing about Emily and the little dialogue between the two. Hi, Doppel. It actually kind of seems like you're the only one here today, too. Yeah, what does that say? That says, how many more times did I see this apartment before you turned to my own world? Or before something happened to me? I got ready for the day and tried to shake off those thoughts. Hey, Cabbage. And right on the minute, you show up like this every day, like clockwork. Clocks are reliable, and reliable is good in this line of work. Yeah, usually I have Justin by this time, but I think he's busy streaming Drake's Fortune or something. Usually him, sometimes Raven. I've got something for you. It's an envelope from the facility. Oh, these are the results from the tests Anna ran on my blood. She must have sent this before she was... Oh, it's no use thinking of that now. Maybe this test result will help, be able to help us. Let's see, the remarkable similarities in genetic makeup, particularly the brain structure. Oh, I suppose this isn't the only reason you're here. The Chief will explain everything once we get there. Let's not keep him waiting, shall we? So, it turns out you've seen this before. Either you could watch it again, or we could skip ahead. How about you, Doppel, the only one in the chat, I believe, even watching today? Do you want to skip ahead? Just go through the... I think I've kind of forgotten most of what goes on here, too. Skip? Alright, might as well. As you wish. If anything, with you here, we might be able to convince him to give up. Or we could act like we intended to trade you for the eggs, if he tries to use them as a bargaining chip. Alright, so I think I vaguely remember this, they were at the nursery, the hatchery, where Reza had apparently stolen the eggs, and we were coming over here to discuss, okay, this is getting serious, blah blah blah. Maverick shows up, hey, I think I found him. You're not really going to use me as ransom, right? We'll see about that. I suppose if it's necessary, we'll have to play along. I've got your back. If there's one thing we could do to make this whole situation even worse, it would be messing up with you. We have the element of surprise if we walk into his base right now, but we risk Reza lashing out with his weapon. If we want to resolve this peacefully, observation is probably the way to go. I guess we won't need Cabbage for that, though. True enough. Alright, Cabbage, you stay here and wait for further instructions. We may need you at a moment's notice. Don't do anything without telling us to. Without us telling you to. Understand? Okay. Alright, then let's go, Sebastian. After you, Chief. And Maverick, good job. Thanks, Chief. So, I've noticed that there's a new Angels with Broken Hearts comic today. Did you see it yet, Doppel? Shortly after they vanished, Maverick also turned to me. You know, I just realized, I think I see a bed in the background over on the right there. Then I had to wait. Bryce and Sebastian were observing the farm now, and if anything new happened, I would be the first to know. I spent some time looking around Bryce's office, studying all the materials he had gathered about the case, though there wasn't any information that I didn't already know. There was a new comic earlier today. After a few hours, the telephone in his office rang. I'm not sure whether the call was intended for me or Bryce. I picked it up. And I feel like today was kind of a mix between Anna's frustration and just plain comical. Cabbage. Yes? I think you need to come here. I'll give you the directions. No problem. There you are. So, what happened? A whole lot of nothing. There was no movement to or from the building in the time we've been watching. He usually operates during the night, so maybe he's just asleep? In that case, it would be best for us to go in before he has the chance to make his escape. Or maybe he's not even in there anymore. He could have seen us and slipped away, unnoticed, with plenty of time to destroy the evidence while we've been waiting here. You're right. Either he's still inside, or he's already gone and not coming back. Let's go in. What should I do? You're coming with me. Sebastian, you walk around and watch the back of the building, just in case he tries to escape. I'm on it, Chief. So, we have two options here. First is that you stay here and I go inside. This way, if Reza tries to flee and sees you, it might throw him off. You might be able to stop him. Or if we get into a standoff, I can tell him you're here as well. And second, you go in first and I'll follow you. This way, if we find him, maybe we can resolve things peacefully. You might be able to talk to him, and even if it doesn't work out, you've got me and Sebastian nearby to stop him. I don't think he's planning to harm you on sight, and if we can hear things starting to go wrong, we might be able to surprise him. So either way, we take him by surprise. I just have the option of talking to him first. I think you could pull it off. Maybe. If you're there, he won't act as irrationally as you would if I was suddenly standing in front of him. I'm not going to force you to do what you don't want to do, though. Alright, let's go in first. Might as well. It's a good ending. Let's not kill off Bryce. Alright, let's go. We slowly made our way to the front door. I took a deep breath, and I tried to prepare myself for the possibility of facing Reza. The tense scenarios of things I could say to him rushed through my head as I pressed down on the door handle. The door inched open with a creak, but I noticed a slight resistance and a strange sound that suddenly made me hesitate. When I looked down to the source of the noise, I saw a top wire through the gap of the door, hovering over the floor of the entryway. Yeah, I think it was my first ever playthrough in this game, and he was like, maybe you should stay here, Nuju, because my name on my other computer here is different. And I'll go in first, so I'm like, yeah, sure, I'm not the police guy, you are. So I just let him go first, and then, boom. I think the entire playthrough actually went pretty miserably my first time, with only having impressed Adine on the first chapter. And I still got her bad ending because I didn't realize, oh hey, I could go get her blueprints at another location. So, that was my first time. I really enjoyed it though. And as I got more experience, this game is just fantastic. That was a pretty close call, you know. Too bad Reza wasn't here after all. Maybe he ran when he saw us approach. Strange for him to leave everything behind, though. Everything he's stolen, all the generators are still here. For twisting timelines. That's amazing, Doppel. I haven't had that one before. uh, if that's in your video that you're going to be putting on YouTube, I can't wait to see that. The player character is a genre savvy, while Bryce is a genre blind. Should know better than just barging in. Hi, Raven. Do you think the trap was for us in particular? Probably not. It was likely more of a general safety precaution. If he had any time to prepare for this, he would have taken the stuff with him. True enough, I had no idea you could make a bomb out of a generator. Then you just haven't been with us long enough. If you know how, it's not even that complicated. And Reza somehow figured it out? Apparently so. Does he have any skills pertaining to the engineering or electricity? Well, he worked on cars before and fixes a lot of things back home. Guess that would qualify? He also would have done his own research, and I believe he has been at the library and the production facility frequently, so he should. Either way, this makes him even more dangerous. At least now we have a whole building's worth of clues. Cabbage, can you get to your apartment from here? We'll be busy with this scene for a while. No problem. I'll leave you to your work then. Good job, Cabbage. Thanks. I'm surprised you called me back so quick. How's the investigation going? Oh, the investigation is going swimmingly, but as you can expect, we need all the help we can get. As usual. With how this case has been going, we've realized we must employ external help. Oh? Yeah, we've requested assistance from one of the cities. We hope they'll send some of the good investigators our way soon. I see. We were so close today. We could have been in there, you know. Maybe he just came a few minutes too late. Sorry, we just came a few minutes too late. And if he knows how to make bombs from generators, who's to say he won't start using them elsewhere? At least he doesn't have any right now, does he? He said all the generators that were stolen were accounted for. True. Still, this whole case is growing to be too much for a small-town police department. I hope you'll get all the help you'll need. Me too. But right now, you can help us again. Well, do you have it? What do you have for me? When we searched the building, we found more of the things Reza stole. We also found this bloody bandage. Do you think that's his? That's what we need you to find out. But given all that we know, it probably is. So he's wounded. We know he was injured during the fight with his first victim, but whether this is the same wound or something else, I'm not sure. In any case, you could bring it to the lab for us to find out more. Sure. Next, we have a witness who reported hearing loud bangs during the night. We'd like to send someone to make a follow-up visit. We need to confirm the witness statement, then see if he has anything new to share. Also, now that we have reclaimed your PDAs, we're going to send you to one of the send one to the archives for analysis, since they have experience with human artifacts. They're better suited to it than any of our other departments. And that actually also kind of is a bonus, because having experience with humans is our impressed boy Remy here. Wait a minute. Status? Passion. Remy and passion, yeah. No problem. And lastly, we have the eggs. It's a relief that we found them unharmed in the building. They're safe and ready to be sent back to the hatchery. Shouldn't we take care of those first? It's not as urgent as you might think. Our eggs are pretty resilient. Being in the care of the hatchery is more of an insurance than a requirement. Some people choose to keep them in their own home until they hatch, rather than having the hatchery take care of them. The hatchery has been notified, but they won't be able to send someone for a few hours. I have heard that they're really understaffed. If you bring the eggs and the paperwork to them, you'd speed up the process, but it's not an urgent matter. I see. In any case, I'll just leave everything here until I get to it, so feel free to do these tasks as you wish. I know it's laughable that we don't even have a free hand for simple errands. Don't worry about it. By the way, Are you planning to attend the summer festival? Should I? It's hard to think about something fun when I'm wrapped up in this investigation. For sure, it's important to take a short rest so you don't lose your head. There's so much to see at the festival, particularly the big fireworks. Dragons enjoy fireworks too? I would think something like that would feel so commonplace, since many of you can breathe fire. It's not quite the same. We still appreciate the wonder of colorful bursts in the sky. On the last day, there's always a big fireworks show. Everyone usually attends it. Everyone? Yes, it has a great tradition behind it. What peeves me most is that I'll be on guard duty when it happens this year, so I probably won't be able to see a thing. If it's that important to you, why don't you just watch it regardless? Are you suggesting I abandon my post during the fireworks? No, you don't have to abandon your post, but if you pick a good spot and watch them for half an hour or so, no one's going to care. I'm not sure about that. The guard post is pretty important. I know we're talking about the portal, but you don't need to take this so seriously all the time. Just think about it. The portal is broken anyways now, and everybody will be busy watching the fireworks. Nothing is going to happen. Says us who knows what's going to happen. I suppose you have a point. Just pick a good spot, and no one's going to even notice you're gone. Well, if you say so. Anyway, I should get back to the investigation now. I'll leave the stuff for you here, and I'll take care of the rest once I get back, alright? Sure thing. Good luck, Cabbage. You too. I know, right? I did not even realize that Sebastian could be saved from death, and then it's all of a sudden, oh hey, yeah, you don't need to abandon your post, you can just lay it over there for a little bit. And we're just basically teaching him how to procrastinate and become a slob, and at the same time it saves his life. Right, so we can take the bandages to the facility. Now that I think about it, with Anagon, I'm not actually sure what kind of reaction we'll get. We can visit the witness, see how Ipsum is doing with poor Lorem. We can take the PDAs to the library, and we can take the eggs to the hatchery. PDAs? Yeah, probably a good idea with Remy being there as well. I assume Doppel will be okay with that. Then eggs, yeah. We have the two choices right now, so we can do the eggs afterwards. That being said, Doppel, what do you want to do second? Doesn't look like Remy is here. Excuse me. Can I help you? Do you know where the audio section is? I'm looking for some cheap music. Sorry, I have no idea. I don't even work here. Ah, don't worry about it. The staff all seem to be hiding somewhere. Anyway, have a good day. You too. Maybe Remy is somewhere in the back, or in his office. Hello? You know, this section is usually for staff only. I'm just looking for Remy. I was supposed to drop off his PDA. Well, he's not working today. Apparently, he has other engagements. PDA next? Alright. Oh yeah, that's right, because we're going to also see Remy later too. Oh, other engagements. If you need to find him, you can probably do so at his home. Can't I just leave the PDA here? Oh, I'm not going to take the responsibility for this if it gets lost. You want to drop it off? Go find him. Okay. By the way, I hope you do not take it personally that I tried to send you away. To be honest, I'm glad that you're still here. Remember, I said that I believed you when you told me your side of the story. I always have to do what's in the public's best interest, and now they will not blame me if you have any connection with Reza. I hope you understand that. Abstain. Hi Justin, glad you're here. Here's Remy's address in case you need it. Thank you. Little does she know, we already know his address. Oh, hello Cabbage. What are you doing here? Yeah, we just sort of went by most of the investigation. The house, you know, the barn, did not explode in our face or Bryce, and basically not much until this point here. I came by to give this to you. I was already at the library, but Emira refused to let me drop it off there. I see. Hey, it's one of your PDAs! I told you one would find its way to me eventually. Stuck in some cutscenes, okay. Yep, and now you can take a look at all the human knowledge you want. You have no idea how much I'm looking forward to that. I may not be working today, but I'm still going to check it out as soon as possible. I'm just going to leave it with you then. Thanks. Enjoy. Yes, poor Remy, and the way Raven describes that is a fairly morbid way of putting it, but kind of accurate. I don't believe Doppel has actually, well, Doppel might have seen it with the slideshows before the show starts. I have not really played or seen Uncharted myself, so I don't know what Justin's talking about. Alright, so for the second investigation here, I'll say everybody, Raven and Doppel wanted to take the eggs to the hatchery, so I'm sorry, Justin. Whatever choice you wanted to make is outvoted. I was on my way to the hatchery when I heard a voice call out to me. Hello there! I turned around to see an unfamiliar face before me. I would love to see that too. If I actually had a dragon character in art and anyway like that, I would like to see that as well. But even then, I would not even have the money to throw their way. Hey, I'm Kevin. Cabbage, nice to meet you. Could I perhaps interest you in our Midwest institution? Is this some kind of a religious thing? Not at all, it's a college. Alright, see you later then, Justin? Just, you know, doing this. Should wrap up with Remy, and then we should have a choice on who to start next. So I guess if you have a choice, then just let me know right now. Sorry, but I already got my degrees. Yeah, I know. It was just a joke. Oh, so me going to the college is a joke now. I'm not good enough, is that it? Not at all. Even if you wanted to study there, I don't think you'll be with us long enough to make use of it. I think that came out wrong. You're lucky I won't take this the wrong way. Phew. So, you're a recruiter for this college? No, this is just my summer job. Once the semester starts up again, I'll actually be attending to get my degree in psychology. College. Wonderful times. Is that sarcasm? Maybe. I didn't even know you had colleges here, though. Spiral texture model. Well, you do now. Why do you even approach me if you know I'm not going to go to the college here? Don't tell me it's just because I'm human. I was actually trying to talk to that old lady who walked by, but once you turned around, there was no going back. Oh, well, thanks for not making things awkward. Hey, I treat everyone nicely until I have reason not to. Yeah, I've been procrastinating on getting back to Reignited myself, and I have the game here on my Switch. I don't think Reignited is actually in the Switch right now, I think it's in Smash Bros. That's good customer service. Sure, but it's not just for the job, you know. That's just me. Alright guys, should we invite him to our apartment to talk with him later? We already have before, or we could just excuse ourselves. Skip ahead. Too cartoony. Excuse yourself, alright? Raven, Justin, if you're still here, what's your choice? Fight him? Alright. Oops. I'll roll my dice real quick, in case Justin isn't here. Okay. I imagine Justin might be a little busy right now, so I'm gonna go with the dice, which suggests to excuse. So, sorry Raven. Oh, I should really be going. I have some things to take care of. Alright, no problem. See you. Yeah, Kevin... It might be something where he's in your apartment and he's staying for the night. You can choose to let him stay or kick him out. And if he's staying, then he looks at your library and you can choose to let him look at the books or something, help yourself or something. Draconic desires. Ooh. Here we are again. Hey, Cabbage, what are you doing here? Oh, I just came by to drop these off. Drop what off? The stolen eggs. I figured the hatchery would want them back. Oh, I was actually going to get those from the police department later. I'm so glad that they got back safely. Emily, stop chewing my leg. This is my absolute favorite part about Angels and Scaly Wings. Just, Emily, stop chewing my leg. It's tasty. Oh well. Anyways, I was about to go back inside, so I'll take those off your hand. Thanks for bringing them here. No problem. Nadine, wait for me. Good job, Cabbage. Looks like you took my advice. Yeah, Nadine and I had a good long talk, and now here we are. I'm glad we did. It was long overdue. Tasty. And there's Vara. Vara, do you know who that is? She doesn't talk much. Yeah, I noticed. It's not unusual for someone who's had a rough life like her. She's definitely listening though, isn't that right? I kind of expect like just a simple head nod of sorts. I think we should go inside. Yeah, probably. Well, see you some other time, Cabbage. Thanks for coming. Alright, I believe those were the two scenes in this chapter that had Remy. Thanks for all your help. I'll take care of the remaining tasks so you can take the rest of the day off. I'm sure you have things to do other than helping the police department. It's no problem, really. My trip to your world wasn't supposed to be a vacation. Alright then, I'll see you next time. See you. After this fateful day, I was glad to finally have some sort of respite. I wandered into the kitchen as I considered tonight's dinner. Should I cook something or order out? When I returned to the living room, I suddenly found my strength leaving me and collapsed to the floor. Now, I think that should be a no-brainer. Obviously, order out. Talk with the dean. The next thing I saw was a blurry stone ceiling. As my eyes slowly returned, I managed to sit up. I was in a cave, and before me stood a familiar, mysterious face. I apologize for the violence, but I can assure you that it was the easiest way. So it turns out that you've seen this before. Yeah, let's skip ahead. It's a lot. And we've already been about half an hour. As you wish. And the administrator, Izumi, does make reference that that cave was only recently unoccupied. It very much is the same cave that Vara was in. And that shouldn't be a spoiler because we just did it last week. Seems there's nothing for me to do this morning. Guess they don't need me at the police department. Not that I mind. Seems I've got some messages. Let's see. Hello, this is Remy. I just wanted to remind you about the summer festival. It'll start any day now, so I hope you can make it. It'll be nice to go there with you. I'm not sure how you feel about this, but I usually try to avoid the crowds. In any case, please let me know if you want to go. Summer festival, huh? Alright, we can now meet with Remy, Bryce, and Dean. Lorem is now missing in action. Poor guy. So, we are going to meet with Remy, and the choices being Bryce and Nadine otherwise. Let's meet with Remy. Alright, fair enough, Remy first. Oh, that must be him. That actually does kind of crack me up, just him having lipstick in the first place. So, it turns out they've seen this before. Do you want to skip ahead with Remy scene here? We can still try to meet with... no skip? Fair enough. I believe we can try to meet with Adine after this. We should be able to get one last scene out, and then it's the end. So, no skip. That's fine with me. I'm assuming that... do skip? Oh, okay. Hang on. No, that kind of blocked out. Alright. That's fine. We're gonna be going through this anyways. We should go through this anyways. Remy, what's that on your face? Don't you know what it is? Well, it looks like lipstick, but I didn't know that was a thing here. You're right, it is lipstick. It's not something that exists in this world before, though. You're curious? How did you get some then? I have one of your PDAs, remember? I studied it a bit and came across the entry of lipstick. Based on the necessary ingredients, I realized that I could make some myself. So I did. Did you do this to look pretty for me? I just figured you'd miss some kind of, these kinds of things. Things that aren't normal. Sorry, that are normal for you. It hasn't really been normal back home in quite a while. Lipstick isn't common these days. Didn't the entry specify that it's typically used by females? Now that you mention it, I did get that impression, but I found the sentiment a bit puzzling. What? Why would a product like this only be used by one gender? Well, I guess social norms dictate that certain traits are only desirable in one gender, thus highlighting them would increase the attractiveness. Oh, I think I get it now. It's all based on sexual dimorphism. The biological differences between the sexes are much greater in your species than it is in ours. So I suppose the traits you're looking for can be different too. Generally speaking, sexual dimorphism is a much greater in mammals than it is in reptiles. While it can vary widely by species, external indicators are pretty much always present, like memories, for example, an always present and often obvious reminder. And just as a reminder, this is absolutely not meant for children under 13. This makes much more sense now. It's kind of embarrassing. Should I get rid of it? So, do we want Remy to get rid of the fabulous lipstick there, or should we let him keep it? I think I have too much fun with this game. Not this time? Let him keep it? Alright. How about you, Doppel? What's your choice? I imagine Justin is away right now, so... unless he answers quickly... Alright, let's let him keep it. I am a little bit curious too. No, leave it on. It's not as if people here would know about its history. I suppose that's true. Besides, the thing about females wearing it isn't really a hard rule, and there are males who do it too. Anyone can wear it if they really want to. I haven't actually played that game myself. I do have Skyrim, and let's just say that I have lots and lots and lots of mods. I think 20 gigabytes of mods, actually. Besides, that's the hard rule. Well, if you say so. Still, it's kind of uncomfortable, so I think I'd rather take it off. The audacity. Uncomfortable? I suppose it's not really suited to our scales. Here, that should do it. Shall we go then? Alright, so I guess that was the scene, is he's just, it's not really comfortable, so he takes it off anyways. Actually, it seems you're pretty early. They're probably still setting up. I see. Well, we could just stay here in the meantime. Oh, for sure. I just realized I haven't actually been here since I prepared the apartment for you. Have you read any of the books I got you? Oh, so you're the one who stocked the bookshelf. They're all library books. I wanted to provide you with a good sample of what we have to offer. So there should be something in there for everyone. I have, shall we say, not done anything like that. Age rating of the chat. Well, to be fair, we do have the statement, this is not meant for children. Looks like you've read a few of the books in the Sheridan series. What do we think of the Sheridan series? I think that was like the equivalent of Lara Croft. I think that's what it was referencing. So they're pretty interesting, or wasn't in the mood for anything more complex. Shift tab, I do actually have the Steam overlay active. Pretty interesting. Alright, one for interesting. How about Raven Knight pricing? 2? Alright. Sorry, Raven. They're saying that they're pretty interesting. My taste. Oh, really? I know they're not exactly highbrow, but they're entertaining. And what more do you want a book to be? I guess we all have our own tastes. So... Sorry, Raven Knight Price? Did I not pronounce that right? Yeah, I'm sorry if I didn't. I guess we all have our own tastes. Can I offer you some food or drink? I've barely used any of the stuff in the kitchen. Why not? I don't want to touch anything that didn't at least resemble something I know. After all, I have no idea how to prepare them right, or even if they're safe for me to eat. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to get you all those perishables then. I wanted to provide you with a bit of everything, considering I had to prepare the apartment for someone I didn't really know much about. Ah, okay. Sorry about that, Raven. Oh, some of them were good. It's interesting to taste the subtle and sometimes not so subtle differences in similar fruits we have back home. Did you throw anything out? Not really. Why do you ask? You've been here for nearly 2 weeks now, so even if some of them were safe to eat, they probably aren't anymore. Let me clean out your closet. We don't want you to have any health hazards for you while you're here, after all. Well, feel free. Just look at this. He showed me a juicy-looking, vaguely spherical fruit whose bright red color was unlike any other fruit I'd ever seen. That's a very bright red. I don't think even our best apples could compare. Well, they're usually blue. Red means you're supposed to throw them away, as they have expired and thus the toxins might have already set in. Oh, well, I wasn't planning on eating it anyways. Or this one, it's all moldy. I don't see any mold. Don't you see these spots? Sure, but if that's supposed to be mold, it looks very different from the mold we have back home. I see. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to stock up on perishables. I didn't consider all the implications of doing something like this. Had you eaten the wrong thing, you could be in a hospital right now. Don't stress yourself about it. Honestly, someone would have to be pretty reckless to just go ahead and start munching on things that they don't know about. Don't eat the weird food. Don't eat off the floor. If anyone was smart enough to be sent here, they probably wouldn't take the risk like that. Well, I'm glad to hear it. That actually does remind me, though. I was watching Third Rock from the Sun the other day. It's a TV show in the 90s. And the group there had just gotten their floors cleaned by a maid for the first time. So they're all excited. Wow, the floor is clean enough to eat off of. And they just had this bag of chips and dump it on the floor. Chip? Nevertheless, I better get rid of everything past its date. We don't really want mold in the air, either. If you say so. Once more, he dove into the closet. I heard him rummaging around as he checked the fruits and vegetables thoroughly. That should be everything. Thanks. I bet the wine didn't go bad, though. Do you want some? Alright, see you later, Raven. Have fun. I'm not really a big fan of wine. How come? I just can't seem to enjoy it as others do. I suppose I'm willing to try anything at least once, though. What's the time? Yeah, I should be done by then. I don't plan to go beyond an hour and a half, which would be in under 20 minutes, and even if that does happen, I'll be trying to sort of rush through the end. Should be fine. At least once. Anything? Well, at least as far as food and drink are concerned. Alright, should we try some wine together, or are we not a fan either? Try some? Alright. Sorry, I was just reading up on the chat there. Well, if you want to, sure. What kind of wine is this, anyways? I'm not sure. I just grabbed it when I got all the other stuff. Don't tell me you just went for the cheapest one. Of course not. Everybody knows that you don't buy the cheapest stuff. You go for the second cheapest. Oh, well. What kind of container should I get for you, anyways? We're having some wine, so let's get some wine glasses. The stem usually makes it possible for me to grip it with my vestigial thumbs, so there shouldn't be any problems. Double and Justin are just saying to try some. I'm not much of a alcoholic wine drinker, beer drinker, or anything. I've never done drugs, don't intend to. Same goes for beer, wine, all that. Alright. Here you go. What shall we drink to? Alright. Have fun, Justin. So, are we having a drink to an interesting afternoon, a wonderful friendship, or whatever? I'm not even sure what the whatever is implied there. An interesting afternoon and a whatever? How about you, Justin? You're apparently here. I suppose you probably aren't here. You're doing that event, you said. Let's see. We do have a tiebreaker. So we have a tie. And the dice are suggesting to go with the interesting afternoon. I have never had a drop before myself. Alright, so an interesting afternoon. Alright, to an interesting afternoon, and whatever it may bring. I took a sip from my wine glass. Remy really hadn't been kidding about getting the second cheapest bottle, because that was exactly what it tasted like. How do you like it? It must be an acquired taste, I think. How about you? Is this alright, or is it bad? It's alright? Alright. How about Raven? Have you an acquired taste for alcohols here? Wines? Is this good? Bad? Alright, so Raven is also not interested in wines and says that it's bad. It is a good mindset, Raven. Let's see, so alright and bad, so tiebreaker, which says it's alright. Wow, the dice are refusing to cooperate with Raven right now. It's okay. I mean, you can't really expect much from a cheap bottle of wine. See, just look at the time. I think we could start heading into the festival now. Sure, let's go. This is strange. Usually there'd be a crowd by now. Do you think they cancelled it? Or the Reza still being out there? Maybe they thought it wasn't a good idea to have a public spectacle like this. Cancel the summer festival? Inconceivable! It doesn't really look like the festival is going on right now, though. I don't know what's going on. Hey, I think I know this guy. Let's go and ask him. Hey, Cabbage, how can I help you? We were just planning to go to the festival, but it doesn't seem like there's much going on there yet. You came to the right place, but the festival is not starting for an hour at least. What? But the festival has always started at this time. You must have missed the memo then. They moved it by an hour. Something about the daylight and making the fireworks more visible as a result. I don't know how I got started myself in avoiding alcohol like that, except the idea of, alcohol kills brain cells and makes you dumber. Why would I possibly want to do that? And then it's so expensive at the same time, so I'd just be shelling out money that I don't even have in the first place to buy more and more beer and getting addicted. So I'm just wondering why people even do it in the first place if it's not worth it, if it's expensive, and it hurts you. And for anyone who actually does it to make the world seem less bad in any way, it is actually considered as a depressant, not an antidepressant, so it makes you feel even worse. Alright, see ya, Doppel. In a minute. Must have missed the memo then. Well, that's a shame. And I'm getting kinda hungry too. I can help you with that. What are you selling? Skewers, meatballs, all kinds of grilled things, really. Well, I could go for some meatballs. How about you? Alright, since Duff might be missing this choice, Raven, what do you want? Do you want the meatballs? Do you want some veggie skewers? Or some grilled cheese? Very different choices there. So meanwhile, Doppler is giving his doggo some food, and I'm just also sitting here at the same time watching my cat stretch and relax on my bed over there. She's very happy and content right now. Hi, Doppel. Right, so you want some grilled cheese, you also want some okay. Don't even need the dice then. No problem, let me just pack this up for you. I guess this makes us your first customers of the day. What do I owe you? For you two, it's free. That's very kind of you, thank you. Have fun at the festival. Thanks. So, what do we do now? Should we head back? Well, we're here already, and got all this stuff. Let's just sit down somewhere. Sure thing. I don't know what that is, Raven. I've never heard of ludopath or dipsomania before. We went off to the side as more dragons arrived and started setting up their various booths. How are the meatballs? They're actually pretty good. How about your stuff? It's great. I'm surprised, honestly. You never know with stuff that comes out of food carts. You're right. Maybe we got lucky. Or maybe it's because it's still fresh. Who knows? What was with the fireworks, though? Is the big show coming up later? Oh no, the festival is getting started, and there are fireworks every day. But the big show is what everyone wants to see. The one is happening in a few days. It officially concludes the festivities. Oh, okay. Yeah. The same problem is even with games, how you can get addicted to just playing it all the time. The same thing you can see in games. There have been reports even with loot boxes, how people just spend thousands on loot boxes, or their equivalents, a month. Yeah, that's understandable. Addictions, gambling, drugs, I guess, it can take all forms, really. Particularly the addictions, so I can absolutely understand that, Raven. I'm on the computer all the time, but I have not... I spend money generally when I can, if I can, but I don't spend more than I have, unfortunately. I can still understand that. The big festival is just starting up. Okay, so we're that. I see. A while later, the festival had kicked off with crowds already coming in. Dragons of all shapes and colors filled the paths, ready to see the lights the festival had to offer. Booths lined both sides of the way. They reminded me a lot of a typical carnival setup, with both booths being filled with shops, food stands, games, and much more. Yeah, I completely understand that, Raven. I completely understand that. Seems the festival has already started. Let's go. You know what? How about we just stay here? I really don't like crowds. I've seen the festival so many times already. I'd rather just stay here with you. I thought you wanted to show me around, but I suppose we can stay here if you prefer that. The main attraction always has the big fireworks show at the end of the festival, and that one is not going to happen today anyways. So, why'd we come here in the first place then? Is something wrong? I just had to realize that, as nice as it is right now, I'll have to leave this world again eventually. I've been alone for so long, such a long time now, I didn't even have a single friend. In my job, I always have to smile when serving the customers. How could I be surrounded by people all the time yet feel so alone? All these people have their own lives, families, friends, and relationships, yet I had none of that. In a world where everyone else seemed to be happy, I was the odd one out who had to pretend in order to belong. How could that not have eaten at me? Yeah, I get what I'm talking about. How could that not have eaten away at me day after day? Yeah, I suppose there is that. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, as long as you're okay, that's basically all that counts. Because video games are a good distraction. I personally like to code. I like to play with numbers and math and see what I can do. I absolutely love computers in general myself. I wouldn't say ludopathic in that ways, but if you're fine with it, then that's great. If not, well, I hope you're fine. You seem fine. Sorry, I'm rambling here. One day I heard about the plans of the humans coming here. Like many others, I was very excited at the prospect of our myths coming true. And then the day that Reza stepped through the portal, with all the pomp and fanfare you could imagine, it was quite a sight to behold, really. You wouldn't believe how much joy I felt at that moment. Emra, of course, took all the limelight she could. First, there was a big speech in front of a huge crowd, then a procession after she had officially welcomed Reza. Then it was time for you to arrive, and it was decided that it wouldn't be as a public event this time due to security concerns. I knew that Emra wasn't going to be there if she wasn't able to make it about herself. I begged her to let me do it, just to be able to get this close to a human at least once, to talk with them, to see what they're like, to experience them. She told me that if I did a few favors for her, I could be the one to greet you. I knew that she wasn't going to be there anyways, but if I didn't do what she wanted, she would just send some other lackey instead. So I did everything she asked for. She did keep her word though, and in the end, I was the one who would introduce you to this little world of ours. It might not seem like much to you, but with just us two and no one else being there, it was something very special for me. It was not something just some public spectacle like the summer festival or Reza's arrival, but for the first time in a long time, I felt like that for a moment was about you and me, and no one else. For someone in my position, it just made me very happy to have such an extraordinary thing happen to me. I know that feeling. I would like to be let's say a half decent artist myself. I'm just not an artist. I think if there's that little smiley in the video, I think it would be about here-ish. That, I'm pretty sure, is my art, and that is two colors from a very cheap, cheesy attempt at paint on net. I work in programs and numbers, and I can make the art do stuff. I can't make the art itself. Of course, I was very curious to see how much of our myths would line up with reality, and I was even more overjoyed when you visited me in the library. When you accepted my invitation and came to my home, I was just glad to have you there. It seemed like you wanted to be there, and weren't just someone out to use me in some way. I began to feel hope. Yeah, we're the problem solvers. I actually posted a tweet just a little bit ago about what I've been doing in a menu template to actually make it work, and I actually developed a motion tween type of effect using the Bezier curve. When I met you in the park, the only reason I think the only reason I could tell you everything about myself was because I knew you were going to leave again eventually. And now, after all this, I can hardly believe you're still here with me. Why wouldn't I be? You're just so nice to me. And yet, after that time I've spent with you, it seems that soon I'll have to let you go again. At least I got to know you. And thanks to you, I was able to reconnect with the Dean. Now it just seems so petty to not have spoken with her for such a long time. All those times when I felt alone and depressed, I was really only a phone call away from someone who still cared about me. But now that you have, this also means that your worst times are over. You're not alone anymore. That is true. To some people, it may not matter that much to if they have one friend or more or less, but you know what makes a big difference? Having one when you didn't used to. We even went to the orphanage together some time ago. I know you went to the orphanage some time ago to help with the kids there. It seems one of them has taken quite a liking to me. I know, it was Vera. Oh, I just got a notification too that Doppel will be live in 30 minutes. That sounds lovely. Yes, don't close the door on non-toxic people. In fact, my Twitter following is basically all friendly game devs who are, hey, this is pretty cool. And yes, it is, because you did it. Her name is Vera, and she... Vera? I remember her. You know about her, then? It's such a sad story. But enough about me. So it turns out that you've seen this before, and at this point... I think I'm gonna just more skip to the choices, because I am really running into overtime here, and I don't want to interrupt Doppel there. So let's not skip ahead, but let's just sort of skip ahead. So... we're just talking, heading back home. Oh, okay. So, should we look away or kiss him? Wait. Okay. We can go back. We should hopefully have an autosave. Or no, we can even just go back. Alright, let's do that. Okay. Load. Auto. Don't skip ahead. Alright. What will you do once you get back to your own world again? I'm not sure. I don't even know what will happen to me when I return. These last few days, a lot of things have happened that have changed my perspective on what I'm doing here. Reza and those who sent me. Was that a bad thing? I don't know yet. At the very least, I can say that I've done what I believed was right. You should be careful with rhetoric like that. What do you mean? That kind of talk makes it very easy to justify any means that serves the right cause, whatever that may be. The more important thing is, have you done anything that you might regret? No matter what you think, keep in mind that it may be held accountable for your actions by others or even yourself. Don't just do something because you think it's for the right reasons. Do it when you are aware of the possible consequences as well. You're right. I have no way of knowing what my actions here will amount to once I return home. Do you really think... do you really wish to go back to your own world? Yes, I think that is... that may be possible just generally from this scene if you answer him well enough, get him impressed and all. And then he actually is impressed, so that he makes that kissy face. Do you really wish to go back to your own world? If I didn't, it would only serve to strain the relationship we've been trying to build with your people here, which is something that could be elementary for our survival. Besides, I didn't do it for those who reign in our city back home, or those who might have wanted to betray me. Let's not forget that even under the worst regimes, there are just normal people trying to survive too. If I have the power to make a difference for them, would it be right for me to just leave them in order to seek my own happiness? That's exactly the kind of thing you were talking about, right? In the end, we all have to make our own decisions. If I leave them behind, then I will have to leave them to people like Reza, who has sent me here. That might be, I know there's a few triggers, like Bryce, Chapter 3, after the barbecue and all. He offers to sleep on the floor for you, and you could say, nah, that's fine. There's room enough for the both of us. And that will actually be the trigger for impressed status there. But I believe there's more generic of if you're answering something that he's interested in, and then he actually likes you, he's impressed and all that. There is actually a website that I was using for the last 2 weeks to make sure that I get him impressed, for the context of if everybody wants him impressed, now that we're in the good endings. We might have him still in impressed status right now, though. What would you do? What do you want to do? Overthrow them? I don't even have the complete picture myself right now. How could I even consider what to do, given what I know? What I do know, though, is that if I don't do what they expect of me, there will be consequences. Maybe we'll just have to wait and see. That's not an option right now. Reza's still out there, armed and dangerous. Don't you think that's a matter better left to our police forces? It could be very dangerous for you to interfere. It's far too late to reconsider. I've already been tangled up in this too much. Besides, I can't stop now. Don't forget how many he's killed. He won't hesitate to do so again in order to reach his goal. In the end, it's my duty to stop him. If I don't, how would your people look at humanity? How could I face you again, knowing that my negligence could cause suffering and loss for others if I just stop here now? 2 DLC servers. I wish I could be as brave as you. Don't think bravery has anything to do with it. You must be stopped one way or another. I know. Just be careful, alright? I'll try. We've been here for a while now. How about I walk you back to your apartment? What about the festival? Well, if you still want to go, we could watch the fireworks show together in a few days. That's an idea. Alright, let's do that. Alright, so I will skip ahead a little bit. Alright, so I guess we're missing a little bit of context here, but did you want to clean up my bathroom cabinet as well or something? That's a good one. He gave a big sigh. You know how I feel. I guess I just wanted to make the most of this day. Speaking of which, I've never actually seen you without your tag. Well, actually... Oh yeah, because I came through this when I got the screenshot for Remy, so I did... Yeah. This would have been auto-not skipped earlier. How about now? And let's take a look at that, for anyone who's interested. You are pretty cute, you know that? Straight up cute. Is that just a term of endearment, or are you actually serious? I am serious. He looked at me, hesitating. Then he took a step forward, his head slowly moving closer to my own. I hope everybody enjoys the picture. He is so white. This is Weird Al Yankovic. White and nerdy. Alright, so I'm going to assume that Doppel would like to kiss him because he hasn't seen this before. But how about everybody? Justin, if you're actually around, do you want to kiss him? Do you want to look away? Kiss him? Okay. Raven, do you want to kiss him or do you want to look away? Do it? Okay. We met, and my arms enveloped his neck as our lips touched. For a few seconds, we were closer than ever before. During the kiss, he used a lot more tongue than I expected. Just after we parted, he finished by giving me a small lick on the cheek. How was that? I do not know that, Justin. Unique, that's for sure. I hope I entertained you with that. Maybe I shouldn't wear my tie anymore. This is what happens when I take it off. Actually, I think you should keep it. Really? Yeah, it looks good on you. Well, if you say so. Anyway, it's getting really late, so I should probably get going now. Don't forget about the fireworks. Oh, for sure. I'll see you then. Doppler use a lot more time. Yes. That was good. Until we meet again. Thank you for everything. Another free day. Alright, so Raven wanted to meet with a dean real quick. So I am going to get it here. What did Remy's final end? Okay, so this is not Remy's final end. This is close to it. I'm going to go with the meeting with a dean, and then I'm going to save here and call it, because we have really gone for a while. And, oh yeah, this is still the chapter 3. The amount of times Cabbage has been out with the dragon. I should put lipstick on the cabbage now. Alright, so I'm going to wrap it up here. Doppel is streaming in about 20 minutes, and I may have to miss that myself. I'm sorry, Doppel, but no, I should miss about an hour of it. So I'm going to call it here. I hope you guys enjoyed. You can find the link to our Discord in the description. And if you want to see Doppel's late night Minecraft stream, I believe you can just go straight to his channel. He will be live in 20 minutes-ish. So, let's save here. Turn on the auto. There we go. Yes, we have gone for a little more than an hour, and I don't want to interrupt Doppel's stream time. So, we will do this again next week. We will actually end with Remy, because we are here with Adine. Might as well. Actually, on that note, we can even just skip ahead. No, let's not skip ahead. Yeah, it's not a problem. It was going a fair bit long anyways myself, so this is where I'm gonna call it anyways. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed. We will see you guys again next time. Adine, aka Doppel. Okay then. See you guys later.